All right, today's public speaking day 4, practicing my speech, my language, and improving pretty much every single day. So today I wanted to go over improving your literacy. So I think literacy and having understanding over everything that you read, hear, see, and having proper understanding is so important, especially nowadays with the internet. We have access to so much information, and some people can't even properly grab the right information in today's world. They may see a study or analytics and they may not actually understand what is going on. They think they understand, they think they know, but then they don't, because then people have faulty perceptions or arguments, and overall this just leads to terrible communication within the world, because a bunch of people could see the same exact thing and then still disagree on something because a majority of people can't actually read or understand in today's world. So what this does is it alters our communication. And that's a really big problem, because life is communicating. Every single day, every person you talk to, that's communicating. And the point of communicating is transferring information. But if you can't perceive the information that's being transferred as correct, or somebody is giving you false information that they thought was correct, it's not going to help you towards your common goal. Whether that's connecting with someone, working towards a goal, or whatever it is that you are trying to communicate or do or show leadership for, it's very important that you have great literacy. And this also leads to cognitive problems like constantly running into logical fallacies and spreading logical fallacies and stupid arguments. There's a lot out there. There's a lot of people that will say outrageous things that don't make sense. And then you ask them where they get this information from. They can't tell you where, why, or even how they come to their conclusions. It just doesn't make sense. And there is rare case scenarios where they do. And you're like, okay, you looked at this study or you looked at this concept, you thought about this concept, but you didn't really read it correctly. And you gathered the wrong main ideas. And when you gather the wrong main ideas, your whole entire argument, flow of speech, falls down. And this can cause a lot of misunderstandings. And it's quite common for actually content creators to be told, like you see this everywhere. If you want to become a content creator or you want to go out, spread word about something, they say that you should be speaking to people at a 6th grade level. Like, we're talking adults here. Your language should be spoken for a 6th grade audience, essentially. And that's to accommodate the adults. And I think that's kind of almost wrong. It's good for retention in media, but it's not like I speak anything crazy either, but it's generally bad for the population. It makes you dumber. Speaking for 6th graders, what is that, like 12-year-olds? That's not going to help anybody. Only the young people. And it's oftentimes a lot of the older people that have these struggles, that go into their adult life thinking or believing these things that don't even make sense. And then people wonder why they can't achieve everything they want to achieve in their life when they can't even properly understand how the world works or certain aspects of the world actually works, because they can't perceive or understand anything the way it was intended. It's like shooting a bow and arrow, but every time they shoot, they miss the target, right? They're still shooting. They think they're going to hit the target, but they're just missing. They never hit the bullseye because they don't understand. They haven't practiced. They haven't practiced actually trying to understand the correct conclusions. Scientists are a great example of people who would have amazing literacy skills, because scientists, they review data, they take variables and they isolate them, and they try and challenge all of their beliefs so they can identify very specific things within like a study or research or a set of data. They pinpoint exactly where something goes, how it happens, why it happens, correlation and causation, all these things. I mean, it's very broad. I'm talking very broad here, but these type of people I consider very smart, very intelligent scientists, purely because of how much they reflect. They reflect a lot. They read a lot. They understand, and they have accurate intelligence. So yeah, that's why literacy is crucial for today's day and age, especially with all this information.